Yo, what's up everyone? It's Angelic. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video that I saw on my YouTube feed from a creator called Doobly. He uploaded a video titled The Art of Not Dropping. Okay, so based on the title and thumbnail, he's going to be talking about artists that have not dropped in a while and why and the reason why they don't do it. I want to see how much in depth he's going to get into this. Yeah, I want to see what his point of view and what his perspective on this is and how he's able to break it down for us better understand why artists such as Playboi Carti, Frank Ocean, A$AP Rocky are not dropping albums. Like they waited for like half a decade to drop some, or almost a decade. Let's get started. Here we go. The Art of Not Dropping.
This is Playboi Carti. The year is 2017 and he's just been selected to the annual XXL freshman class. At this exact moment of time, all his peers believed that dropping consistently and caring about their fans would lead them to superstardom. They were all wrong. See, Carti knew something no one else did. You can beat everybody without doing anything. It sounds unbelievable. I know. Just look at the state of entertainment today. Marvel movies, Mr. Beast videos, Drake albums, FIFAs, 2Ks, CODs every year. Soulless products optimized for maximum efficiency and profit have taken over. But despite all that, there's one thing they just can't replicate. That irrational hype. Drop! Hype that somehow rises the longer people are forced to wait. Wait for the new Frank Ocean, the new GTA, the new Carti. Some would give a kidney just to get their hands on it.
Oh my god, why are they making us wait so long?
There's nothing like that hype, but trust me, it doesn't just happen overnight. See, while all his rapper peers were busy taking the safe route, feeding their fans yearly regardless of quality, Carti was doing something different. He was playing the long game.
So you want to tell the people what took so long for this tape?
I wanted to stick to one sound.
He had a vision for his music, taking his time to create waves, not numbers.
Sit there and be Young Carti sound and just Young Carti sound only.
See, but back then, most people didn't get Playboi Carti.
It's one thing to not be a lyricist. It's another thing to just be a bad rapper. And that's what he is.
He was the weirdo mumble rapper everybody used as an example to prove that rap was dying.
Let's be honest, Playboi Carti is never going to come out with anything essential ever, so let's not even humor that.
He didn't drop.
Man, Carti is like the punching bag of rap. There are these people saying that Carti, he's the reason why mumble rap or rap in general is falling off, and that he's not going to do anything influential like Tupac or Biggie. But little did they know, Carti, he did something, and that caused him to stay relevant today. He dropped Whole Lotta Red and have not dropped in 5 years. Like literally, he has not dropped in 5 years. And when he finally dropped, the hype was there. Like, I made a video on Carti. I thought he wouldn't drop this year, but he did. He dropped 3 months after I posted that video.
With anything essential ever, so let's not even humor that.
He didn't drop often, but on the rare occasion he did, he was always met with mixed reviews. Initially, this led to most rappers overtaking him in terms of stats and popularity. As a matter of fact, I distinctly remember watching this XXL class and not knowing who Carti was. Even still, he kept up the minimal output, banking on the fact that his music was just ahead of its time and that it needed to grow on people. And you know what? He was right, and it did. By 2020, most of those rappers that were popping a couple years ago were falling off, while Carti had more buzz than ever going into his next album, Whole Lotta Red.
Little did he know, because of this album,
this whole world was about to come crashing down.
This album release was a complete disaster. Fans didn't respond well to the experimental sound.
Yeah, at first, no one liked that. No one liked Whole Lotta Red when it came out. Well, there are some that did, but the majority did not like Whole Lotta Red. But after like a couple years it dropped. This is called the Whole Lotta Red effect. Is where an artist who has not dropped within a certain period of time, their last album gets more popularity and people start to grow in it. That's exactly what happened.
Cardi, what the fuck, man? What the fuck?
Just so horrible. Like it's not even good. Like it's horrible.
Old heads were given like the easiest layup ever.
Yo, this is nonsense, bro. Yeah, this is very cringy.
And to make it even worse, radio wouldn't come near it. Nobody knew who this album was for. For the next 4 years, Cardi wouldn't drop anything. And in that period, he took over hip hop.
I talk hip hop and metrics all day, and this is the only time I've ever seen an artist defy every single metric that we've ever discussed. So how is this happening?
Well, bad news for the unemployed, because not anyone can just aura farm their way to the top. First, you must lay down some groundwork, just like Cardi did. Even though his first 2 albums were initially met with mixed reviews and sometimes even ridiculed, in the long term, they would all become wildly acclaimed and influential, putting him and his art on a pedestal others just couldn't get up on. This repeated again with Whole Lotta Red. At first, everyone thought it was too loud, too weird, and too experimental. A couple months later, they were calling it genius.
Listen, I apologize for calling Whole Lotta bad. I didn't mean it in that type of way. In the beginning, it just felt really bad, but I love the album. It grew on me.
Whole Lotta Red started growing on people, okay? The sheer balls, the audacity it took to make that album just resonated with the young gen, giving Cardi a cult following and basically influencing a whole new genre of swag jackers. Before you knew it, this seemingly commercially unviable, useless album had completely transformed the sound of rap. Even though, again, he had lost short term.
Free don't cut you and check your better suit.
He was now.
Bruh. When people say that, I was trying to just end off the line like that, bruh. But you see how not dropping an album and wait for it to grow on people can really change. Like, he took groundwork, that's step 1. And I'm still wondering what step 2 is. How he transformed himself into this influential artist with face value. He's given criticism and he took advantage of it. Like, he knew that waiting it out, wait for people to get into his music, wait for the right time to strike, and then that's exactly what he did. People who judge too early, who basically judge the cover off of a book first before anything, once they start reading through the chapters, they start to understand that he is just more than being a crappy artist. That's why I'm a huge fan of Cardi, is that I remember when first listening to Whole Lotta Red, I think a year or 2 ago, I didn't like the way it sounded first, but as I kept listening, it starts to grow on me. Like, Cardi has this effect on the majority of people, and that's how he became so successful. And when you look back at his previous works, like his self-titled or his Die Lit album, they're basically like landmarks. And now that he dropped I Am Music almost 3 months ago, it's crazy, man, to see how Cardi became such a big deal to music.
Again, winning long term. And all of a sudden, people don't want Kyle to drop. They don't want A Boogie to drop anymore. No. They want him to drop, because they know that he's gonna give them something exciting, something game-changing, something those other dudes just can't make. Groundwork is crucial here. If we're looking at GTA as an example, so many people played GTA 5, GTA 4, Vice City, San Andreas, and all of them.
I wish I played GTA. I seen gameplay, I seen YouTubers play, but I never played it myself. Yeah, you can come at me, blasting me, oh, why don't you play GTA? Well, I grew up in an environment where my parents don't have enough money to buy like an Xbox or a PS2 or anything, so I have to watch people play it. The only time I play on really anything is the Wii U. or the Wii. I play like Animal Crossing, Super Smash Bros. Like I don't grow up with like Call of Duty, GTA, or like Halo. I know a lot of people play Halo as well, and I'm just sorry. But eventually I'll get a console and I'll play GTA. I'll eventually touch all these games.
Got a great, unique experience, impossible to find anywhere else. Naturally, they're gonna trust Rockstar to provide yet another experience just like that. Until that happens, or until someone else takes their place, they'll keep waiting. Nobody's losing sleep over the next Lil Baby album.
Yeah, Rockstar is doing exactly what Cardi's doing. They have not dropped another GTA game in 12 years. The last time they dropped, I was in like middle school doing my math homework, trying to study up, and also I was kind of a troublemaker, but they have not dropped a GTA game. I'm in college, and they better drop the best game that people has ever played, because GTA 6, based on trailer, good. Based on what the lore they give us, is good.
Over the next Ubisoft game, over the next fucking Fast and Furious movie. Indian people don't count, bro.
This is where the unique creatives start to see all that groundwork, all that uniqueness pay off, while all the normie money grubbers start to see their supporters disappear. The creatives who took the hard route will now be able to do the unimaginable, gain massive amounts of hype, while doing absolutely nothing.
No music.
Cardi just dropped. I'm on national TV. Drop, gang.
You don't see him. You don't talk to him.
It's amazing next year.
He says nothing.
I love you.
Yeah, this dude, he got like a whole dark vibe to him. This dude pretends to be this mysterious villain. He's basically acting like a villain from Batman, pretty much. Just in the shadows, you don't see him, or he does pop up but just says nothing or says very little to capture audience, to make them, oh, who's this guy? Or he's supposed to drop, but why is he not saying anything? Like, Cardi knows exactly what he's doing. That's how he reeled the fishes in. That's how he reeled the audience in, is by being all vamp, being all dark, and when it finally drops, he brings the hype up. Everyone's going to come and gather and listen to the album with the expected hype more than ever. Probably more than LeBron in his first NBA game.
And the more he does that,
oh my god,
the more popular it gets.
See, usually what happens is the longer an artist takes to drop, the less buzz they have. Fans slowly lose interest and turn towards other artists who drop more consistently.
But Cardi does the opposite of that. Usually when it comes to artists, if they don't drop consistently, fans will lose interest. But whereas Cardi, he dropped like a single there or two, get the audience in. But after he takes like a year or two break by doing nothing, the opposite happens. People expect for him to drop. Like, people on his Instagram posts, like under his comments, tell him to drop. Even his other account is called, like, I think it's called Opium, where he posts his songs. Like, they tell him to drop as well. Like, this dude has this much effect on everybody.
But very, very, very rarely the complete opposite happens, okay? Artists become more popular because they don't drop anything. See, when you make generational shit, time plays into your hand. There's no expiration date on a timeless product, okay? It doesn't just explode and fade into obscurity. It stays put, changing culture, influencing other artists, and as time goes by, it accumulates more and more and more fans. Fans that grow more anxious the longer you don't drop anything new. Arguably the most hyped movie of all time, Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, came out almost 20 years after its predecessor.
The hype surrounding this movie has been overwhelming. Now the question is, will it deliver?
For over a year after its announcement, it engulfed the planet. Every product had a tie-in. There were video games, CDs, and ungodly amount of toys.
What do you expect? It's the best movie of the century.
People were going into the theater, buying.
I remember how big Star Wars was. I wasn't around, but I saw, like, I wasn't alive during the hype, but I saw a couple clips and trailers, and scenes from the movies, and I understand why people were hyped about Star Wars. But nowadays, Star Wars has fallen off. They haven't made a single good movie since the 1990s. Like, Kylo Ren's okay, Rey's okay. It's just, no one can replace Darth Vader. Or Luke, for that matter.
Buying tickets for unrelated films just so they could see the movie trailer, okay? It was that fucking crazy.
I haven't felt this since 1970.
They'd watch the trailer and just leave right after. Fuck that movie, bro. Fuck that ticket. I don't even give a shit. I'm just waiting for Star Wars. Some even traveled overseas to view preview screenings of the movie, bro. It's that wild.
Look at that.
All of that to say, that behavior would be uncalled for if Star Wars was dropping movies every couple years. The hype was only there because of the long waiting period, not in spite of it. So time and groundwork. Combine these two together and something amazing will happen. Something that's really rare and hard to describe. It's like seeing a rainbow. It would happen during Kanye's Clusterfuck album rollout some time ago. You just saw it with Cardi, and you're still seeing it with GTA 6. When the hype of a thing gets so big that it exits its usual orbit and takes on a life of its own. It invades pop culture, small talk, and even humor. We got I Am Music before GTA 6. That's the joke. The joke is overused. It's not even funny at this point, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's no longer just an album, a game, or just a piece of media. It's now a cultural event.
It's been 5 years.
A thing people want to be a part of, regardless if they're fans of the product or not.
You know what's crazy? The day that Cardi dropped the album, there was like a blood moon, and it's on Pi Day as well.
Is Cardi kind of like the Elden Ring of artists?
With all of that momentum, it's no question Cardi had one of the biggest streaming weeks in rap history.
Wow.
Even though he took 1,000, I'm looking at it right now, this is the exact number, 1,541 days to drop. And the album was extremely mid. So alright, now we know artists can use not dropping to generate massive amounts of hype. There's still one question we have to answer though. What the fuck takes them this long? Well, there's 3 reasons, 3 stories that end with different outcomes here. And trust me, even though Cardi got away with it, not dropping can also send artists' careers down a dark spiral into obscurity.
You not dropping can also turn into a bad thing. Look at Frank Ocean, for example. He has not dropped since 2016, and it's almost 10 years since this dude dropped. And to a point where people don't think Frank Ocean is gonna drop anymore. Well, he dropped that snippet, but he's not gonna drop another great album like Blonde.
His career is down a dark spiral into obscurity. It's story time. August 19th, 2016. Frank Ocean has just finessed his label, dropping a 40-minute video of a warehouse with music playing faintly in the background. It was called Endless, and apparently it was a visual album. Even though it was commercially unviable, it was still technically an album, which is all it took to fulfill the contract Frank had signed with Def Jam 7 years earlier. Now an independent artist, Frank made a deal with Apple Music for $20 million to give them exclusive rights to his music. You might be wondering, rights for what music? He just dropped an album.
I'm not crying though. These aren't tears. These are
You hear this shit?
It was called Blonde, and it was the album he had been keeping a secret for years to complete this devious plan, releasing it literally one day after Endless. It went #1 on Impact and instantly was recognized as a pop masterpiece.
Creative moment for modern pop and modern soul, and I love it. Frank Ocean keep putting out music.
Frank Ocean was now the biggest artist in the world with a #1 album and 20 million in the bank. Literally a dream position for any artist to be in. The world at his fingertips, he gave up on music.
Do you see Frank at all?
I haven't seen him in a minute. He moved somewhere.
in a secret place and didn't tell anyone?
No text. He doesn't even text.
Obviously, Frank Ocean.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know where he's gone.
Where's Frank? He's perfectly hiding. Come back. He's perfectly hiding, waiting to come back, yeah.
Jimmy Fallon, shut the fuck up. 2017, he worked as a photographer for several magazines. 2018, he was featured on Astroworld.
Is that Frank Ocean?
2019, Frank released a song.
Is his album might be coming out secretly before 2019 is over. This is theory. Because we got 2 tracks now.
2020, Corona hit, and he had to deal with the passing of his brother. 2021, he started a line of jewelry. 2022, he started directing a full-length movie with A24.
Oh, Frank, where are you going? That's, it seems like we're going further away from the music and not towards it.
2023, he headlined Coachella, stinking up the place, barely even trying.
Oh yeah, I remember my friend told me about Frank Ocean's performance at Coachella. Like, this dude just came so late. He did not care. Bro didn't even try. Like, Frank Ocean, he just completely gave up on music. It's like he never, after he dropped that album, it's like he couldn't go back to it. It's like a curse, pretty much. All that success probably got to him, or he just decided, nah, I'm gonna take the Chamillionaire route, where, if you guys don't know who Chamillionaire is, he dropped that song, They See Me Rolling, They Hating, Trolling, Gotta Catch. He dropped that song and a couple others, and he quit rap altogether to become an entrepreneur, which made him more money than being an artist. But whereas Frank Ocean, he's doing all these other things, not talking to anyone. He's like trying to live a normal life, producing a movie, directing a movie, being a photographer. He doesn't want to do music anymore. He could have just said, oh, I don't want to work on music anymore. I want to be my own man. I want to do whatever I want to do, and you guys should listen to other artists. He would post pictures of himself on Instagram and post it on his story and just living his life, whereas people say, where's the album? Why are you not dropping? I hate you, something like that.
2024, silence, nothing. 2025, reportedly, he's considering a career in filmmaking. It's been 9 years and 0 albums. Frank is one of the many people who've gotten sick of this shit. The drama, the limelight, the pressure of being a generational artist is just exhausting.
Drop the album! Drop the album! That's all you gotta do!
It's no wonder a lot of artists crumble here, unable to deal with the pressure. They get pressed about it 24/7. Their job consumes their life. Lauryn Hill made one of the greatest albums ever in 1998 and never dropped again because she just hated the attention that came with it. There was some other shit in there too. I'm trying to simplify for the masses. All right, stop. Andre 3000 was trying to make a rap project, but after a decade of deliberation, just decided he was too old for it and devoted his life to playing the flute.
Oh, happy birthday to Andre 3000. His birthday was like yesterday or 2 days ago. I saw Tyler say happy birthday. Happy birthday to Andre 3000. I think he's turning 50.
And the way things are looking right now, Frank is on that same trajectory. Free of his label obligations, free of anything tying him down, none of this is worth it for him anymore. He'd much rather be a human and enjoy life like everyone else. And I don't blame him.
Yo, Novocaine. Was it really? That wasn't Frank Ocean. I swear to God that was Frank Ocean.
Perfectionists often take long to deliver, paying attention to every minute detail and working till their art is flawless. Sometimes even scrapping entire projects when they feel it doesn't live up to their standards.
Money under the mattress doing backflips.
I didn't believe you.
They rarely release anything, but when they do, you can be certain that the end product will be generational. See, perfectionism is a gift and a curse. For every time it's enabled someone to create an absolute masterpiece, it's also filled them with inertia and self-doubt. D'Angelo had to face this after dropping one of the best R&B albums ever. He was now a sex symbol, and naturally the perfectionist attitude he had towards his music now also applied to his image.
What are you looking forward to seeing
Tonight?
Tonight, yes.
I want to see D'Angelo perform.
Girl, I'm with you because you know he fine.
He's fun. He's hot.
He'd often delay his shows just to do crunches before going on stage, afraid that he just doesn't look good enough. When it was time to follow up with more music, the perfectionism got even wilder. Afraid of watering down and just becoming another pop star, D'Angelo decided to learn how to play the guitar, so on the next album, he'd be able to play every instrument by himself. Labels hate him, you know, fucking.
D'Angelo, please, we have a #1 album. Please just capitalize, just maximize shareholder value. I'm begging you. We're all begging you over here at fucking Republic Records, please.
Anyways, 14 years later, yes, you heard that right. 14 years later, he wasn't as jacked as he used to be. He wasn't as popular as he used to be. But if there's one thing he still had, it was the ability to make great music. That same perfectionism that stopped him for dropping for so long finally cultivated in another body of work.
Forget like a Grammy of the Year. Like I really think this is MacArthur Genius Grant worthy.
It was just as great as everybody wanted it to be.
Overall, I think this is a fantastic record. I think this album was worth the wait. I wish we didn't have to wait for it as long as we did. I wish there were people like D'Angelo, people who are as artful and as creative and as eccentric and as adventurous as he is.
Would he be better off if he capitalized on his mainstream hype and dropped every couple of years? Yes, he would. But then he wouldn't be D'Angelo. It's 2007. Jai Paul puts out a recording of a demo on his MySpace page. It was called BTSTU. First, it started off quiet, but after a couple of years, some music blogs discovered it, and before you knew it, it spread like wildfire, receiving widespread coverage throughout 2010 from every site that mattered. Drake and Beyonce both co-signed him by sampling his music.
I got car money, fresh start money.
The hype got crazy. Genius, the future of music, the next superstar. Prince comparisons, D'Angelo comparisons. BTSTU was now getting played on the radio and topping charts, and then a bidding war started for the young prodigy. Everybody wanted a piece of Jai Paul. At the end of the year, XL Records, Adele's label, would sign him. And instantly, they announced he was dropping within the next 6 months. Fans were hyped as hell. And then, alright bro, I'm just gonna spoil it for you. He never dropped. Yes, he's still alive. Yes, he's still making music. The man just never dropped. It's been 17 years. Alright, to be fair, his unfinished album did get leaked online in 2013, and people mainly say that's the reason it never came out, but bro, let's be real here. If he really wanted to drop, he would have dropped. Nobody would have cared about those scraps that got leaked on a random internet forum. Instead, years passed and we got nothing but silence from the man. Then he just popped out of nowhere to officially release that same unfinished version of his album that leaked 6 years ago. So the question is, what was he doing? In 15 years, he recorded 46 smoke breaks, 72 blunts rolled, 120 store runs,
oh my gosh,
450 sheep counted, and 0 songs recorded. But honestly, I think we can all relate to Jai Paul here. You know, we all know what that vicious procrastination loop feels like. Feeling the pressure of high expectations and afraid of failure, you just keep pushing back and keep pushing back until it's too late. See, it would be easy for me to call these artists lazy and berate them for wasting their potential, but in reality, I don't think Jai Paul was lazy. I think he was scared. I mean, the signs were there since the beginning. Even the small amount of songs he did release all had brackets next to them with demo in between, you know? Which to me is an obvious sign of artistic insecurity.
How are you gonna criticize the demo? It's not finished yet. When I finish it, it's gonna be good.
And I think that's kind of the point. As long as the work remains unfinished, as long as the project hasn't released yet, all people have to judge you off is your talent, your potential. In that moment, the sky is the limit for you, okay? You could do literally anything. But as the years go by, time comes to stop living in that unknown space and deliver, to make yourself vulnerable to the thoughts and opinions of others.
That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit's...
This is really scary because disappointment is an option. not living up to other people's standards is an option. I mean, what if you're not good enough? Some people never want to find out. In conclusion, yes, he could have, but he didn't. I think it's beautiful that we're not afraid to show how much we care about someone's art. We're living in an era where the whole world has been fragmented, okay? Everything is optimized for maximum efficiency and profit. Big cultural events, things all of us round up for and experience together, are slowly dying out. This is it. These are the cultural events. Cherish them, appreciate them. Don't hate the art of not dropping.
That is crazy. He's did good with this video as to why are there some artists that don't drop at all, or they just wait for the right moment to drop. And he referenced Jai Paul, he referenced D'Angelo. Those two artists I never really listened to, but seeing what he said, it's true that there are some artists who are too insecure or they don't feel like they're good enough. They just don't want to take the chance to do anything because they're afraid that the audience will critique them everything that they do, and it's better for them not to take the chance and kind of just wait for it to blow over. Like he said, it's better to appreciate art when it's still there. When you have artists like Cardi, Frank Ocean, you listen to their work, you can see how much potential they have, and yet it's their ultimate choice not to drop anything, or they just wait for the right time to do it. I can't say the same for every artist. Not every single artist will drop and expect good results. There are some artists who are insecure about their work, or they feel like they're not good enough because they're a professionalist. But at the end of the day, if you're an upcoming artist, you don't want to be a professionalist. I get you want to perfect your work. You try to make music that may or may not meet up to your standards, but there are times where I feel the artists can have personal problems or issues on something that they can't control of that causes them not be able to produce or make the music that fans want them to do. And it's okay. Like, at the end of the day, your audience is what you build up upon, and I'm sure they'll understand you have problems that you're dealing with, and that it will take time for you to build that craft, to master that craft. But at the end of the day, don't take too long. Don't take too long on making the perfect album, because eventually if you procrastinate and you will continue to do things that are irrelevant to making music, and you'll be surprised how much time has passed since you dropped the album or drop something significant. Well, a lesson learned from this video is enjoy the music that we have, and don't harass, don't bully people into dropping, because sometimes that pressure can get too much and can get a lot for one particular artist or another. That's all for today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you think of artists not dropping and the art of not dropping. If you like this video, please like. If you like me doing reactions, consider subscribing, because I'm planning to do more reactions in the future and provide my feedback on what I think is interesting for a video. If you guys have any other suggestions, thoughts, or concerns, or whatever that may be, leave it down in the comments. Hopefully everyone has an amazing week. Take care, stay safe, continue on being the best version of yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.